tackle number 72, Jacob Wright. Left guard number 65, Jason Cosma. The center, number 60.
Welcome to OUA TV, your home for university sport across Ontario. Today we're coming to you live from GG's Field as the GGs get set to take on the Toronto Varsity Blues in what is a huge matchup. I'm Sam Soroya and I'm joined by my co-host Cody Cranston. Whether you're tuning in from campus across Ontario, anywhere in Canada or around the world, we're glad you're with us. It's game time on OUA TV. And Cody, this game is huge for so many reasons. I mean, final game of the regular season. We just saw the player introductions, the seniors coming out with their parents, always in the back of their mind that it could be their last game.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime that you're a senior and you're playing your last game, obviously the emotions are even higher than normally, and compound that with the GGs fighting for their playoff life in this game. And then on the other side, I think the Varsity Blues, I mean, they're sitting at 1-6, but I think they played a lot better than their record has shown. They've had 2 overtime losses. So yeah, on that side of things too, you're kind of thinking that there's even a chance if you're playing a little bit better that you could be in playoffs. So there's a lot to play for today, and I'm excited. I think we're going to see a pretty good game from both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned it, Cody, the GGs with their playoff fate in their own hand today. Obviously a situation that you want to be in where you control your own fate, but it does add a little bit more pressure. If the GGs win today, they are in the playoffs no matter what. If they lose, there's still a chance, but they're banking on other teams losing. So never a situation you want to be in, obviously. Now, if you're a fan of offense, this is going to be probably the game for you. These are two teams that can air the ball out, and they are not afraid to do so.
Yeah, I feel like anytime we get a Varsity Blues GG's matchup, it's always a lot of offense out there. You know, defense-wise, we'll still see some skill out there, but I think, like you said, we'll be prepared for pretty high-scoring battle here between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, just looking back at the last 10 games between these two teams, I mean, we've got 40s. Most of these games, teams are putting up over 40 points, and a lot of the times even into the 50s. So as the teams get set to take the field, we're going to get a look at this GG's starting defense. It's been a stout unit all year. Up front, I mean, you're led by number 97, big Riley Hildebrandt. He's got a career year in sacks so far, but you've also got guys like Elias Amelin and Louis Prince, who they can absolutely feed off of Hildebrandt as well. This is really the heart of this lineup, the linebacking core. Obviously, new face in the middle of the lineup there with Lancelot Gilbert, but he's got a couple of veterans surrounding him. Mark Rondeau leading the team in tackles this year, and Jackson Brashear, anyone who's watched a game this year knows what that man can do, come up with an impact play anytime they need him to. And this secondary, a couple of new faces throughout the year, especially on that field corner spot, but you've got the original guys like Denny Ferdinand, Pat Cumberbatch holding it down. I mean, a couple of studs in the backfield as well. Cody, we just talked to the DB coach for the GGs, and tell me what you were talking to him about with the field corner situation.
Yeah, he's just kind of talked about how they've had so many injuries at that field corner spot. They've kind of had to rotate through a lot of guys, and you alluded to it. I mean, anytime you've got some vets on that same unit, it makes things so much easier. You know, you've got somebody to anchor. You can kind of go lean on somebody when you might not know tendencies or play calls as well because you're a new face. So, yeah, both in the linebacking core and the DB core, there's some new faces, but there are some vet guys who, you know, those new guys can lean on for sure.
Second down and 12.
Yeah, so it was the receiver there. So kind of thing that can't happen for the Blues as they try to mount a bit of an upset here. Second and 12, could have been second and 7. Barnett now gonna have to make something happen. He hasn't turned to Oseen yet. We'll see if he does. Instead, it's gonna be Joseph, just a quick screenplay. He's got blockers in front of him, but the ball comes out. It's scooped up by Cam McKay. He's running with blockers in front of him now, and he'll go out of bounds just across the 50.
Covered by number 43.
Yeah, and we saw this GG's defense do a lot of this last week, forcing turnovers. It was kind of a battle of the turnovers, and this one, they're able to get a great punch out and take it back the other way for even some yards of their own. So, yeah, especially going into playoffs and stuff, if the GGs are going to make it there and win today, this is the type of stuff that they need to see, especially from their defense.
Yeah, beautiful. I tell you what, that right side, if you're looking at it from the GGs on the punt return, was completely empty. So maybe something they could exploit later in the game. Barnett's going to give it on the sweep this time. And a one man in the backfield who absolutely gets spun around, Jake Oseen.
The pass number 13,
what a game he's
Jake
had.
Oseen.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking to get the ball to him anyway on this drive, so kind of a sneaky little play there by the Varsity Blues to try and slip in a run, and they do get a good gain out of it. With 1:07 on the clock, they can probably throw a few of those in during this drive.
Well, a lot of time you see teams use the run to set up the pass, but the Blues like to use that run game when teams are sitting too heavily on the pass. This time, though, Barnett's going to keep it. Little read option. He's got Rondeau all over him. This high-powered Blues offense getting the ball to start at the 22. Barnett's going to go over the middle of the field right away. That is caught, and there's a lot of room to run up there as well. That's Dayton Lee Daniel barreling into the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and we saw, I mean, not to go back to those past few plays, but special teams making a big impact on this game. First for the GGs, the fake punt extends their drive, and now the Varsity Blues with that return really kind of flipping the script for both teams on the special teams.
On second down. Just about 5 minutes to go. Barnett looking quickly to Joseph, and it sails past him, almost intercepted through the hands of Cam McKay, but nonetheless, that'll bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, Barnett put some mustard on that ball and did get by Joseph, and there was a GG's defender kind of in the area, but it was a hard throw from Barnett, so not surprised that one hits the turf. And story of this game, field goal unit out there again with this win and go to 2-7. It's a 2-7 that probably was a lot closer than the standing showed.
Yeah, well, it gives the program something to look forward to in the future as they prepare for next season after this game. If they can, like you said, kind of point to it and be like, we were this close. Barnett now back into the air, and he's got his favorite target, Chris Joseph, but a rare miscue as that one kind of just bobbles through his hands.
That's a big play. We saw on the GG's offensive drive how important it was moving the ball on first down. That one looked like it was good for at least 6 yards, maybe 7 or 8, if Joseph is able to break it to the sideline. So 2nd and 10 hurts for the Varsity Blues now for that drop.
GGs do have to be pretty happy with how well they've contained that man because, I mean, coming into this game this season, Chris Joseph has just been smashing records. Feels like almost every game. Barnett now going to turn back to his H-back. Big Thomas Roberts flipping the field for the Blues.
Yeah, back-to-back passes really right in the same area of that defense. Varsity Blues kind of liking that soft little spot in the flat. They're able to convert on 2nd and 10.
Now it's 2nd and long. Barnett probably trying to avoid another drive stalling out, just like the GGs. And instead, he's going to have to move around. Now he's going to air it out. Joseph there, one-on-one. A lot of contact on the way down, and they're going to throw the flag. McKay's not happy, but whenever you get into that kind of, that deep down into the route, and there's that much contact, and you both end up on the ground, there's usually going to be a flag.
Yeah, McKay was actually in pretty good position here. Just kind of looked like he maybe grabbed the jersey right at the end.
Yeah.
He was in a good spot. It was going to be a tough catch for Joseph to make, but he does draw the penalty.
Yeah, dangerous returners. I mean, we saw Will Cockfield almost bring a punt back to the house, and Denaden Lee Daniel, very speedy. We saw him kind of turn something out of nothing there, and they did a good job to contain him. And now the offside is going to bring them back, and they're going to have to do it all over again. So 6.5 on the clock. GG's now only down by 2. Scott Barnett and the rest of this Blues offense going to look to give themselves just a little bit more breathing room, as this ball is not going to be in a good position for them to do so. They are swallowed up inside of their own 15.
Yeah, I don't know what all the options were for the U of T coaching staff on those 2 penalties, but it did end up resulting in, or if they're finally able to change the script and win one of these nail-biters.
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about the GGs and their need for offensive performance when it matters most, but This time it's going to be Scott Barnett and the Blues offense that get a chance with 1:47 to go. Depending on how time works out, maybe cap this game, at least look to tie it. Copeland getting set to kick it off, and this GG's kickoff unit has had a couple of big-time stuffs today. They're going to want another one of those right now. This kick is a lot shorter than the ones that we've seen previously, though. A spin to stay on his feet, and that one will be brought out to just under the 30-yard line. So that will be where Scott Barnett and the rest of these Blues start their drive with 1:42 to go.
First and 10, Varsity Blues.
Has been a lot more steady than their offense throughout the season. And this is about as big of a spot as we'll see them in. A chance to send their team to the playoffs with 1:40 to go. They need a big stop, and this is not an easy offense to do that against. Quick pass out to the sideline is incomplete through the hands of Josh Matzik.
Yeah, probably not the receiver. We were looking at getting the ball. They do try to go to Matzik out of the flat. I mean, the GGs are probably keying the more ball-dominant receivers, so they're fine letting that one go.
Second and long now from deep in their own territory. The crowd is loud. Barnett's going to have to find something, and he does in his ever-reliable H-back, Thomas Roberts. It's going to be short of the sticks, but it's at least in go-for-it territory now, you got to assume.
Big tackle by number 30.
For a team like the Blues, whose season hasn't quite gone how they wanted it to, there's nothing more appealing than being able to play
44 seconds on the clock.
than being able to come in and disrupt a team's playoff hopes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always a bit of a Toronto-Ottawa rivalry no matter what sport you're in, and you can guarantee that they're looking to, make their big-town counterparts pay.
Barnett looking downfield again, and this time he is taken down. It's a strip sack and recovery.
Forced fumble.
That might be the game.